This week's episode is brought to you by Raw HandBags. Handbags that come in all shapes and styles that are designed for all women to wear fearlessly, spread womanhood, and inspire. Check out Raw HandBags at www.rawhandbags.com. Enter the code LOVERS10 to enjoy 10% off your first purchase. And now, let's get to the show. Hey, baby.
What's going on, love?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Almost the weekend.
It is. It's been an eventful Thursday, too.
Really?
Whole bunch of trades going on.
Oh, we talking basketball.
Yeah, so it's eventful for me.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Who got traded?
Everybody on the Cleveland.
What?
LeBron said to get everybody out.
They threw away the whole team?
The whole team.
Like, who got traded?
Isaiah Thomas, gone.
He called him a bitch-ass nigga. I heard that.
Where did you hear that?
I saw it on TV.
I didn't see it, but Eric told me about that.
He called him a bitch-ass nigga.
Yeah.
And you know I don't take kindly people disrespecting my friend.
So he had to go.
He had to go. Isaiah Thomas.
D Wade out of there. Shannon Fry
that's
out
his
of
friend.
there.
Where's Dwayne Wade going?
Back to Miami.
So this was like a temporary thing?
I mean, listen, they's clearing out the house.
So, like, how does this even happen?
What do you mean? Today was the trade deadline, so
everybody got to go. So so LeBron had a hand in this?
That's what people are gonna say. No, I mean the trades were made so that way they could become more competitive.
Because they've been losing, right?
And it's long term because they got rid of a lot of those contracts. Because
so
we all know that
one and
LeBron is
done.
gone.
Huh?
We all know LeBron is gone after the season.
No, he's not.
He's coming home.
Home is Cleveland.
No, he's coming home.
Home is Ohio.
He's going to the Lakers.
He's not going to the Lakers.
He's going to my team. Him and PG.
So why did I hear something about him going to Golden State?
He's definitely not going to Golden State.
That's what I saw on.
Yeah, that's the rumor. They said the Golden State mate LeBron ain't no bitch.
Exactly, because whatever team he goes to, it has to be his team.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's nobody in the Lakers that it's like their team right now.
No, he can't go to Houston.
Because that's James Harden's team.
Exactly.
And
I mean, he could go to the Spurs, maybe.
Isn't this
The rumors is Kawhi don't want to be there, but either way, they cleaned house, and LeBron got a whole bunch of just. He got George Hill. He got
I don't know who that is.
Oh, sorry.
George. He sounds like an old man. What's your name?
Anyway.
George Hill.
That's why I can't talk basketball with you.
With my sweater. It's chilly outside.
It was eventful.
So it's exciting. It's an exciting day in basketball.
Yeah, and then Isaiah is coming to LA. So.
Oh, Isaiah Thomas going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go. So you're saying that LeBron's gonna be rejoined?
Isaiah Thomas' contract is up after this year. We traded for him so that way we can get rid of this cap space.
So he's finishing out the season in LA, but then he's gonna go somewhere else probably.
Most likely.
So do they not get along?
No. I mean, they're both ball dominant, basketball players. So nah.
I just don't. Yeah, and you
So
know,
he had to
how I
go.
feel about LeBron. You don't.
I mean, LeBron's my guy, but I'm just saying.
That's one of my very good friends in my mind.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how was your day?
Speaking of bitch ass nigga, I got called a bitch today, but that's fine because I called his dad. So.
What does Dad say?
Oh, he was like, "I'm gonna get him." So.
That means they don't have a talk.
Okay. Sure. Stern talking to. Let's go with that. And. It was kind of, we had this lab and it was like super, super stressful because it just took up every single second of the class period. And two of my classes, it went really well. Excuse me. And two of my other classes, it was kind of like average because they were just so off task. But they did enjoy it once they got, knee deep into the lab. So I did like that. And I had a science club meeting, so that was exciting.
Ooh.
I sound like such a nerd talking about that, but all my kids who are really into STEM are gonna try and meet with them once a week so they can explore all the different questions and experiments that they can't do in class. So that was good. We had a good turnout for that. In general, my week's been pretty okay. Back into school, new semester, trying to get stay on top of my schoolwork. So once we finish here, I'm actually going to get back on and try and get like some discussion posts done or something.
As am I.
So that's good. But, as always, I can't complain but so much. But
got you. Well,
even if I am a big old bitch. But
your words?
My words, yes. Did we even say welcome to?
No. Because
okay.
You jumped into it.
Oh, well, welcome to another episode of Lovers Quarrel. And this is your girl, Dani.
This is your guy, TJ.
And this is episode number 12? 11? 12. Okay, so we're getting up there a little bit. We're happy to be back, and we're looking forward to having another great show with all of our lovers. And now let's get ready for the event of the week.
The event of the week. Am I starting this week or you starting it?
Who started last time?
I don't remember.
I feel like it might have been you. So you want to go again?
You can go first. What do you want me to go first?
I'll go first because I can't remember what yours is.
I got like 15 vents today.
Okay.
Vent after vent after vent after
I'll try to make it brief since you always talk about how long-winded I am.
Nah, you be rapping.
Whatever. I have a lot to say. People like what I have to say.
But you be trying to use all your words.
I'm smart. That's why.
I know. I get that. But you can go straight to the point.
Whatever. But it says the man who has 15 vents.
Yeah, but it's only 15 like short vents. So my 15 equals a quarter of what you're going to do. But go ahead. Be great.
I'm over you. So my event this week, y'all, is something simple, and not even simply because I'm a teacher, but it's like reading. It grinds my gears when people do not read directions or read an email or read a text message properly. Like, reading is fundamental, and it's not just a saying. It's a saying because it's true, and I'm tired of every time I send a communication to somebody, and yeah, my students are usually sometimes the biggest offenders, and it's like, you come to me and you ask me a question like you never even heard or read what I was talking about, and it's small, but it's so irritating. Like, having to repeat yourself because somebody else didn't do their due diligence of reading makes you want to like pull your hair out. So, I mean, really, y'all, everybody, myself included, read thoroughly and clearly, because otherwise you're just gonna piss somebody off or get somebody else's nerves. So that's all I have.
Agreed. I can agree with that. Sometimes I am guilty of that, though.
Oh, I know you're guilty of that.
That's crazy to me.
Why? You just admitted it, and I'm concurring.
Different. I swear to God.
What?
You just acting totally different.
Acting totally different.
But anyway.
Okay, come on. 1 of 15. Ready? Go.
Nah, it's not really 15. So mine is just bad customer service. So yesterday, I was looking at a new vehicle, thinking about upgrading, and someone called me. One of the dealers I spoke to calls me, and he's like, "Hello, can I speak with JT?"
Who's
I'm
that?
like, JT? Who the hell is JT? So then he proceeds. I'm like, well, my name is TJ, not JT. So then he proceeds to tell me, oh, well, you told me that your name was JT, so. And I'm like, to me, that was the worst customer service response ever.
Like, you're telling, okay.
Yeah, exactly. You're telling me that I told you that my name is JT when I would say TJ. So this shit really irked me. But I was like, let me just finish this phone call. I'm not going to do what I normally do. Because I really wanted to like go into him. Like,
ignorance.
How dare you tell me that I told you my name was wrong? Even if I did tell you my name was wrong, you eat that. For customer service purposes. So he said that I said it was JT. And then I was like, well, you could just, finish sending me your emails. I go check my emails. They all say T, TJ. So where the fuck did you get JT at?
What if he's got like a learning disorder?
No, I think what happened is I called him out on it. And instead of owning up to it, it was just like, oh.
I'm going to commit to the lie.
Yeah. So if I do decide to go with that dealership, I'm definitely not working with him. Like I would go there, get all the information, and be like, yeah, can I speak to that other person? So
that's so petty.
Yeah, well, my thing is this: the customer's always right, even when they're wrong.
They're right.
They're right. But when I have emails from you that starts with a T all the time, like it just said T, comma, or TJ, but you're telling me I told you JT. but it came from your email. Mm-hmm. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then, as far as customer service, you just showed me that you really don't care about me. I'm just a sale to you.
Take your business elsewhere.
So, that would be my
vent
of the week. But then I also wanted to have like a co-vent with you.
What's that?
Well, not necessarily a co-vent, but kind of talk about something and just get your point of view on it.
Okay.
So, there's this wide receiver. His name is Jacob Copeland. Mm-hmm. He's number 40 in the ESPN 300, number 5 receiver in the country.
Okay.
And he chooses Florida.
Oh, is this the thing on his mom?
Yeah, so his mom is there, his family's there. She had on a Tennessee hat with an Alabama shirt. And he picks Florida.
Yeah.
And in the middle of his interview...
She Annalise Keaton that shit. She got up and grabbed her purse.
In the middle of the interview, she just gets up, walk in front of the camera... And the
not a good look, Ma.
The announcer's like,
who's that?
Yeah, who's that? He's like, my mom. Like, So I just wanted to get your point of view on that, because to me, that kind of hurt me.
I was embarrassed for him.
At the end of the day, I could have handled that at home.
Yeah.
So now everyone who sees that is gonna know you as the mother who walked away. We don't know why you walked away. We don't know any of that. But that's not something we should know. Yeah,
somebody said that they were like, she got mad at her son because now she got to give them checks back to Tennessee and Alabama that they wrote her because she was like, I'm going to commit get my son to commit to your schools. But I just thought that was so awkward and uncomfortable and embarrassing. And this is supposed to be like one of the like highlights of his life, like as an athlete, as a student. And he gets to pick a college. And either way, whatever school he picked, he was getting a free ride. So as a parent, how are you not anything but proud for him for even getting that far? And then whatever school he picked, that's his prerogative. So I was not for mom. I did hear that she like came back and like they like kissed and made up or whatever. Nah. But it's the damage is done. Like,
damage is done.
That's how you want to be. That's like
there's some woman,
when he gets to practice in the fall.
There's some woman out there right now like, oh, him and moms don't. They're not even good. I'm about to swoop right in. I'm gonna give him everything his mother won't.
Yeah,
I just thought it was.
I thought it was in poor taste to even wear different T-shirts. Like why? I mean, like unless everybody was on the same page. I don't see why she even had on, because somebody else, another relative in the background had on an Alabama shirt, and I'm
not sure if they like went to Alabama, but they. Yeah, I didn't get.
Are they from Alabama?
I have no idea.
But I just think that it was just all around in poor taste, and I just feel like she took away from his moment, and I didn't appreciate that.
That was my thing. I thought it was selfish, but my vent on it is just keep whatever personal stuff personal. Like, not everything needs to be done, especially in this age of social media, overexposure. Like. That's going to be there forever. You can YouTube it. It's probably on Facebook. It's probably on Instagram.
It's about to be a meme.
Twitter. It's definitely going to be a meme. They're going to make a joke. Someone on the internet is going to make that amazing.
Because you know how, like I said, I was like Annalise Keaton. Seen like the How to Get Away with Murder one where... No. So you know the one, Viola Davis, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like the one where she like looks at somebody and grabs her purse and gets up and walks away. Mm-hmm. That meme. That's from her character on How to Get Away with Murder.
Got it.
The mom is about to be the new, like... that meme, which is like, when you're at a meeting that could have been an email and you just grab your purse and go. So I know we've been kind of venting for a little bit longer, but I do have kind of like one more mini one that I just thought of. So it happened to me like in the last like week and a half. It really bothers me when like people make like your problem doesn't have to be my problem, and it sounds silly, but
you got an example?
Yeah. So the other day, so you know how last week I had to go to the doctor, right? And I went to the doctor and I had a $5 copay. Cool. Didn't have any cash, as always. You laugh because you know I'm about to go. Mm-hmm. So I give her my card. And then, so she takes the card, she puts it in a little, machine. And then she proceeds to tell me, like, just so you know, next time, please have cash because the machine, like the card company charges us $5 to swipe your card for $5. And I was like, I gave her like, speaking of memes, I gave her like that Waka Flocka meme where he looks around and he's like, okay, like, why is that my problem? It's not my problem that your office gets charged
Yeah.
Because when I swipe my card, because that's if that's the case, then just don't even have the card machine. But that's not my problem. And if I come in here every time, if my credit card or my debit card is the only way I'm gonna have to pay,
I would purposely.
I know you
only
would
have credit card. Honestly, I would have told you about. Do you want the payment or not?
Exactly. I was like, we could always just forfeit the copay. Excuse me.
Or you let that shit build up until you feel comfortable paying for it. But
exactly. And then even at the doctor's appointment, the follow up I had yesterday, I thought about this lady. I did pay. She didn't complain about me using my card. Actually, I tried to pay in cash with this next office, and she was like, "Oh, we don't have change." So I was like, "See, like y'all not even on the same accord." And then she did the typical thing where she like didn't hand me the receipt or my money. She put it on the counter.
Did you hand the card there?
Yeah, I always put it in somebody's hand.
That means next time I see her, I'm throwing my card. I'm dropping it down.
Yeah, she was really old, and I was just like,
I don't mean nothing.
I know, but that's just
one thing my parents always taught me. Yeah. Age don't mean nothing when it comes to respect. Just because you're older doesn't mean that you get more respect. We're both adults.
I understand.
So treat me like an adult, or be treated like a kid.
Well, that was my other little vent, because that the first part really annoyed me. Like, you need to come with cash next time. No, I'm gonna come with whatever I got. But all right, that's enough venting. We're not that upset. Things are still going good. So TJ, our relationship tip of the week. What is up?
So, relationship tip of the week has to do with sex.
sex.
So, the tip of the week is having sex with your partner at different times of the day can spice up your sex life. Our hormone and energy levels fluctuate considerably during the day, so you may find sex to be more enjoyable at different times of the day.
I don't disagree with that.
So I thought I read it. I was like, oh, that could be tip of the week,
So understand that the time of day that you might want it may not be the time of day that your partner might want it.
But I don't think that's what it's saying. That's not what I took from it. I took it from it that, like, don't go into routine.
Well, yeah, but I think I took it as that, and I also took it that people's hormones fluctuate at different times of the day. So some people are horny in the morning, some people are horny at night.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying, go ahead.
I get both ways. I'm just saying, I get your side too.
Where I'm getting from it is they're saying most couples, and I'm generalizing right now, but they probably have a set time or a set day or a set whatever. And what I'm getting from it is be spontaneous. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can understand that your partner may like it in the morning, you like it at night, but what I'm reading from it is when she walked through that door, or if he walks through that door, start something. Wake him up in the morning. Wake him up in the middle of the night. Wake her up in the middle of the night. That's what I'm taking from it. I could be wrong.
No, I understand.
That's just what I interpreted.
I understand what you're saying too, so I'm not opposed to that. I think I got it that way, the way you got it, and I got it in this additional way. But great minds think for themselves.
True, I guess.
All right. So is there any more for our tip of the week?
That's it. That's what I have. Do you have a tip for the week?
No. I think we're good. You're good right where that was. I think that was a good tip of the week, babe.
Well, you asked, so
I know. I'm just
inquiring.
Okay. Well, I just answered. So, now we're gonna move on to our listener or lover letters. We got to come up with a better title for that, but we got one, and I picked this one from the inbox because I just thought it was kind of funny. It was kind of to the point and funny, and here we go. So it says, "Dear TJ and Dani, how do you deal with annoying traits that each other has? My girlfriend continues to eat in bed, and it drives me crazy. I go to lay down after a long day in a hot shower, and it feels like I'm rolling in breadcrumbs to be deep fried. Every time I bring it up, she tells me it's not that serious, and then takes another bite. What should I do, and how do y'all deal?" Sincerely, dating a crumb bum.
Dating a crumb bum? I like that.
So, okay, so we got kind of a two-parter. So the first part is like, how do we want to address his issue, or do we want to talk about how we deal with like traits that each other has?
We can go with his issues first, because if we go on the traits that annoy, we may be here for like.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a 3-hour
15
episode.
hours,
Yeah,
20 hours. Sorry.
Okay, so, Mr. Crumbum, I think I'm not sure, because you've already said that you like expressed your discontent with what she's doing, and then she's like, it's not that deep, and then eats another potato chip, and that's problematic. So, I mean, what could you do? Like,
I mean,
what do you think, babe?
Knock her food off.
We just gonna knock her food, smack her food on the ground
right then and there, and then every time she eat in the bed, you just knock it off. She gonna get annoyed of it.
What if he like lines inside of her bed with like plastic or something like that?
I mean, he could do that too.
That's so petty.
I mean, listen. I think that she should be able to respect that.
Yeah, I think like you gotta have one more like come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, it'd have been different if he was like, she's eating on the couch and I don't like that. Then it's like, come on, that's a common space. But
yeah, but the bed is like, you don't want to be
bed,
like. You know,
where we're sleeping, I don't want to roll over on a Dorito.
Exactly, or have like a pizza crust like poking me in my side.
Roll over into some lettuce in my mouth, like.
It's like she like. What if she got like stains and stuff like ketchup and stuff like that on the bed?
Yeah, their bed is a petri dish, just full of food sources, bacteria. I'm just saying.
It's like
I think you should definitely, see that's something I think you gotta put your foot down. Listen, enough is enough.
What if he like started sleeping somewhere else? Like as like in protest, would you do that?
I mean, it depends. Because
you would do that. You would be like, you got to go sleep somewhere else. You try to kick me out.
Anyway, I don't think that's true.
But, I mean, I don't eat in bed like that, so.
I mean, we don't really eat in our bed.
No, not like that. Well, I don't know. I think
food.
Huh?
Not like food.
No, I know. I'm saying.
I know, but you said like that. Like that means like I don't really eat there like that. I don't really eat pizza like that. Like,
I mean, I just meant like not often. Like I'll have like like sometimes I'll have like a snack, but not like a whole full course meal in the bed. Like this chick sounds like she's doing. Yeah. Crumb bum.
I think that. Well, you can't stop calling him crumb bum.
He's not the crumb bum. You're right.
He's dating a crumb bum.
Crumb bum.
My recommendation is I need to really have that conversation. And you need to really let her know how you really. I mean, I know you let her know, but you need to let her know how serious you are. And then, I mean, if you have to give her an ultimatum, I think sometimes you got to.
So that needs to be like his deal breaker.
I mean, obviously he's very upset about it.
So his would be like,
it's driving him crazy. So if that means I got to say, listen, you can't stay in his bed no more, like, or I'm gonna go sleep somewhere else. Then,
mm-hmm.
I mean, that's only. I mean, especially if they live together. If they don't live together, then
just go home.
Yeah, go home or be like, nah, you can't stay tonight. Nah, bedroom's off limits.
So it's like now his deal breakers would be like beat, cheat, or eat.
You may not care about beating and cheating. It's just eat.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's all we could say.
I mean, you haven't given him anything. You've just been a lot of.
I know, because I really don't know what else to say. I feel like he like, I guess TJ would have to be the one to go to. Like, you gotta like put your foot down. You gotta be like, look, either you stop or XYZ, like some type of like consequence or something. That's the only thing I could think of. But
And then to answer the second, how do you deal with annoying treats that each other has? I mean, you just deal with it, I think that's.
What annoying trait do I have?
You have a whole bunch. You be rapping for days. Mm-hmm. I'll ask you a story, and you tell me the beginning, the quarter beginning, the middle, intermission, the credits, the end, director's sequel, director's cut, what was cut out, what was added in. Like, it could be something simple like, how was your day today? And you go all the way into it. Instead of just being like, it was cool, and then let me probe more. You be like, well, this happened here, and then it was raining outside, and you just be going ham on that. So sometimes that's very annoying, but that's who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's when I gotta be like, and I just wrap it up.
But I always feel like when I don't give you enough information, then you be like, and then what happened? And then what happened? And then I'm like, okay, well then let me over-explain and under-explain.
Nah, but let me ask for you to over-explain. I don't need you.
So I have to wait until I'm cued, and otherwise I can just give you yes or no's.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What else annoys me about you?
Oh, well, I can tell you one thing that annoys me about you.
Go ahead.
So I got two things actually.
Wow.
The first one is, speaking of like words and language and talking, it kills me when you can't ever find the words. I'm supposed to have to speak your language, because you'll be like, "Where's the thing?"
But you know what I'm talking about.
And I'm like, "You mean the envelope on the spot of stove?" Yeah, that. Like, use your words.
I can't think about it at the time.
Use your word. How do you? Why?
I don't know.
Well, it's annoying.
Okay, well.
Because you get upset when I don't know what you're talking about on the rare occasion.
Because 99.9% of the time, you know what I'm talking about.
So
only you and Eric speak TJ.
But 0.1% of the time, you should then cut us some slack when we don't know.
0.1. No, was it? Yeah, 0.1. 0.01. So it's a 99.9. No, I don't know. I'm not the math teacher.
I'm not a math teacher either.
You were something like a math teacher.
I did it 1 year. I was one and done.
I've never taught math before. Anyway.
Oh, and my other one is...
Go ahead.
You bite your fingernails.
Yeah, I mean, that's annoying to me, too. Now it's, like, super annoying.
It's gotta stop.
Like, yeah, I just can't.
You have a daughter now. You gotta be a good influence. She don't know how to bite her fingers.
She's gonna be good. But I just can't. Maybe I'll go get hypnotized.
Okay.
But I don't want to be in the second place, so...
I'll make sure I'll be on standby. So, do you have any other traits before we move on?
Nah, I'm not as hurtful as you.
I didn't say anything terrible.
I mean, listen, I know how you really feel, and I appreciate it.
Oh, because
thank you.
Because I want you to expand your vocabulary and not biting your nails.
That's because you was like, I know, I got 2.
You said I have a whole bunch.
I was just joking.
Run the receipts. You said you had a whole bunch.
But the same way how I said I had 15, I only had 1 vent. It's the
you
same
did
thing.
not mean it like that.
I did mean it like that.
You're so full of it.
I said it like a joke, you know what I mean? But you know, you went for the dagger.
I didn't go.
My heart hurt. My heart hurt.
I did not go for the dagger.
But you know, our annoying traits, you just deal with it, you know. The good thing is that it's not something that is detrimental to our relationship.
Yeah, they're just that. They're annoying. So, you know, we speak on it. Sometimes some of them we've changed. Some of them we try to change. Some of them, you know, they're harder. You know, old habits die hard, but we do what we can. But at the same time, we're not like completely violating somebody's space where they're supposed to be able to relax, like the bed thing. So I agree with TJ. You're going to have to like, not literally, but like hem her up, kind of like, we got to agree with something because we can't live like this. Or if we keep doing this, then this is going to happen.
Just a disclaimer. She said hem them up. I don't know what that means.
Like a verbal hemming up.
Now she's trying to clear it up.
I said not literally. Whatever.
All I'm saying is,
we all know who. Listen, that's just because we know who's the thug in this marriage. That's all.
We know who the abusive one is.
I'm not. Don't put that out there.
Anyway, so dating a crumb bum. We thank you for this letter. Please continue sending out letters. The email is loversquarrelshow@gmail.com. If you want to vent with us, send your vents. If you have a question, send your questions. You want us to talk about a topic, send your topic. So we truly appreciate it, and we can't wait to read more of them. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. Lock and load grips? Check. Wrist wraps? Check. Hats? Check. Done. Shirts? Check. Bags? Hoodies? Check. Yep. What do all of these have in common? Tell me. Gainzsportsgear.com. What? Yep. Gainz. Gainz. Sportsgear.com. Tell me more. They're the premier brand of gym attire. Okay. Everything that you need, you can get at Gainzsportsgear.com. And what's so amazing about them, they sponsor us. So if you go to gainsportsgear.com and use our code LOVERS10, you get 10% off your first order. How amazing is that? We want to give back to our lovers because we love y'all.
Yes, we do.
So again, check out gainsportsgear.com. Remember, don't forget the Z and embrace the process. Welcome back. I hope you guys like that commercial break.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know,
our sponsor.
Listen, that was all on the fly. I know Gainz Sports Gear is gonna love it, 100%. I have no worries about that. But I know that you guys are gonna love it more. So now it's time for the most important part of the show. See, you're going back. You're regressing the show.
I'm making things worse.
Yes. You're better than that.
Nope. No.
No beats. Just Lovers Quarrel.
If you say so.
Go ahead, make your noise.
No, I don't want to anymore.
I don't know what that was.
I don't want to anymore.
No.
It's over. The moment is past.
Because you know it was trash.
That's because you gave me a look.
I mean, I gave you no look.
A very condescending look.
I think you're trying to hurt my feelings again.
I'm not.
I think you are.
So what's our quarrel then, baby? What are we beefing about today?
Is it really? I don't think we're beefing.
Okay, what are we quarreling about?
Double standards.
Okay.
So, you know?
Definitely something that we've talked about before. And well, let me ask you this. What is it double standards are going to be the existence there are, or some common double standards in relationships? Like, how do you want to go for it?
Surprise me.
All right. Well, let's do, we're a relationship podcast, so let's talk about the double standards in relationships. I mean, I think that a lot of them kind of fall into gender roles. So you have like what expectations of what like a husband or a boyfriend should do, and then what do you think like a girlfriend or a wife should do? And I think that's where people kind of get mixed up. So I did a little research, and I found some common double standards in marriages, and I thought we could like kind of dig in at a couple of them. All right.
So only in marriages? That's it.
Well, it was marriages and relationships. So
I just want to make sure. I don't want anyone to think that we are being.
Oh no! Not trying to single anybody out, but
we're not singling out. But I don't want anyone saying that we're forgetting about people in relationships. Because some people don't want to get married.
You're right.
So I just want to make sure, because I care about everybody.
Yes, you do. Well, here's one. So this one double standard is like about men, which is sometimes they feel like, men don't always have as many. But it said men should behave like quote unquote gentlemen. Okay.
And what do they mean by that?
So they mean like kind of like, I guess, like the chivalrous things like opening doors and
no, I'm not opening your door ever.
Why?
We've gone through this multiple times. So for all my listeners, if you've ever seen a movie called A Bronx Tale.
Oh my God.
Sonny tells Colagito.
Who?
That's his name, Colagito. Colagito. The main character.
His name is Kaleidoscope? Okay, that's not important.
It's Colagito. Either way.
Go ahead.
He tells him a whole bunch of different things throughout the story. Side note. Funny story about that is the first time I watched that movie is because one of the kids I grew up with, he owed me some money. Right? And we almost had a fight over it. And my father was like, you don't need to fight him. And I'm like, but I want my money. And he was just like, it's bigger than that. And he made me watch this movie. So one of the jewels in the movie was, don't worry about the money because you're paying them you're paying to know who that individual is. And you're paying not to have to see them again. So that's one of the things. But in that movie, he says that you open up the door for the woman, and then you walk behind the car. When you walk behind the car, she's supposed to unlock the door for you.
Unlock or reach over?
She's supposed to reach over. That's what she did. She reached over and she unlocked the door.
Yeah, because it's in the 60s. So
and she was the one.
Now we have automatic locks. So when you open the door for me, it opens the door for you. So I open the
door for Dani, and she never reaches over. She be on her phone. So I don't agree with that. I'm not opening the door for you.
Okay, but I still think that doesn't take take away from the fact that like I think men should act like gentlemen. I mean, I'm a
gentleman all the time. That's crazy to me.
You're always a gentleman. I think you definitely hold doors.
99 plus 1% all the time.
Okay.
100%. When am I not a gentleman? When don't I open up doors?
Okay. So do you feel like a man should walk on the outside on the sidewalk?
No, he walks on the inside.
No, he's supposed to walk on the outside.
No, he's supposed to walk on the inside of it.
No, because they always said that if you walk.
If a car comes and it jumps the curb, it's going to hit me first. That's why I'm in the inside of it.
No, that's why you need to be close. You mean inside? See, when I'm thinking about inside, I'm thinking like closer to the building, not the street.
Yeah, no, the woman is closer to the building.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So that's the outside.
I think that's inside.
That's outside.
I think that's inside from the street. So
anyway,
so even though we're agreeing, even though we have the same different type of thing, you know what's so funny? You talk about if you were taught to go on the outside because if the car jumped the curb, you would get hit instead. Somebody told me when I was growing up that the reason why the man goes on the outside and the woman goes on the inside is that if it was the other way around, like the woman was closer to the street and the man was inside, then it would look like he was the pimp and she was the prostitute and he was trying to sell her. Did you ever hear that?
No, I've never heard that.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was just the people I hung out with. So, I mean,
old people. So you said that's the people you hung around with. That's some old people.
Yeah, I think that, okay. Well, I mean, I think that was a good one. So, another double standard that I thought we could talk about is one that women kind of have experienced all their lives, which is like women should be sexy but not sexual.
I don't know that. What does that mean?
So basically, it's like you want a woman to meet all of your like sexy criteria aesthetically, like on the outside, the hair, the nails, the face, the body, the clothes, the way she carries herself and everything like that. But so she can look sexy, but she can't be sexual, like having multiple partners or being sexually liberated or anything like that. So it's like she can look sexy. She can look like she's somebody who you would be desired to have sex with. But if she walked up to a man and was like, I think you're cute, let's have sex, that she would be looked down upon. So it's like women can be sexy but not sexual.
I think it depends on the individual.
Do you think that applies to women? So you don't agree that it's just like an all women thing?
No. I mean, I think it could be either way. Like, I don't think that it should be that women can appear sexy but shouldn't be sexual.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that how that's do you get how like that's a double standard that women face?
No, I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. If a man has multiple partners, they're the man. And if a woman has multiple partners, she's a whore. I get it. I'm just saying that I feel like that's something society has taught us, and something when you're younger, and you don't really see how life is, you make those ideas, those assumptions. But if we really lived life, like at the end of the day, we're both. If two 30-year-olds meet and they just want to have sex because they have a connection, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so I want to read this one. So a big like double standard sometimes is spending habits. So it says, one person buys a lot of things for themselves. Many are frivolous, yet they are critical when others make similar purchases. It's important to come to an agreement regarding financial choices. So what do you think about that one? Do you feel like it's a double standard about like when people like who spends what in a relationship? So, for example, you love to spend money on sneakers. True or false?
Why not?
Okay, right. So if we had to put assign categories, I'd definitely be the more frivolous. Not frivolous. I'd be the more frugal partner in this marriage, right? But then let's say I decide to go and buy me like a $200 pair of shoes or something else, something that's a little bit out of my normal price range.
You gotta make it more realistic. You're not buying shoes.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's say I spend $200 in
On a book.
Target or something like that.
Okay, Target.
Okay, I go ham in Target in the women's section.
Okay.
And you're like, I come home with this stuff, and then like you're pressing me about like why I spent all that money at Target. Like that's the double standard they're talking about. So
the double standard is that
like
one partner is allowed to spend as much as they want.
Exactly.
The other one can't.
Yeah, or normally doesn't, and when they
do,
they get pressed for it.
I don't care what you do. If it's your money,
is my money just whatever?
Yeah, that's why I buy whatever I want, because it's my money. It's not taken from us. It's not taken from bills. This is like money that I saved. So if I want to buy sneakers, I'll buy sneakers.
How many sneakers right now are you interested in? I just want to, just out of curiosity.
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5 pair. What? You only got 2 feet.
I get that, but there's some heat coming out. The LeBron All-Stars heat. The black and gold Jordans. I'm an alpha, so you already know anything black and gold. I need it just for the MD Alpha cookout. Shameless plug. You know, I need that. So, you know.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I'm never comfortable with that. But that is definitely another like major double standard. Here's one that you probably would love to talk about. It says never initiating. So it says, especially in the beginning when playing games is fairly common, women might feel too intimidated or needy if they are often the ones to reach out. So she wants you to be the gentleman and express that you want her by asking her on a date. So this is actually kind of like a flip of me and you, I think. She won't text you first, but that's just because she expects you to. Once you're together, trust that she'll return the favor. This site is kind of, I guess, directed towards men, but definitely like that never initiate anything. Do you feel like it's one person's responsibility to initiate, or is it both people's responsibility?
I think it's both.
But what if somebody's not good at like date planning and stuff like that? Like that's always been my argument. It's like you tend to be the better organizer of affairs. And sounds like
a cop out.
I go along
sounds
with
like a cop out.
Okay, but let me finish.
Go ahead.
So, in my opinion, you have always been better at planning dates, and then I have been more willing to go along with said plans. Whereas in the flip, when I've tried to plan things, you like fight me every step of the way. So it's like, why not? You know, sometimes people got their roles, and they should just kind of live in them. Okay. Well, but what do you think? So you think it's a cop out? But why?
I do because the initiation doesn't mean that if I initiate today, you got to initiate tomorrow. No, initiation just means that, you know what, TJ always does this. I'm going to surprise him. That's the initiation. That's the thrill of the things. It's not, well, it seems like it's hard to do, so you're better at it, so you should just do it. That's like it's like having a group project for a whole semester, and you're like, well, you come up with all the good ideas, so you do it, because I really don't want to do it. I could do it, but you just seem like you're better at it, so you do it. No, I'm giving you an F.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I guess we look at it differently.
I just, we do, but I just think that, at the end of the day, I'm a big believer of people do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, so let's do a few more. Oh, you ready for me, babe? All right. So it says another one is meeting each other's needs. It says she expects all of her emotional needs to be met before having sex. He expects all of his sexual needs to be met before meeting her He expects all of his sexual needs to be met before meeting her emotional needs. This double standard is expecting a spouse to meet his or her needs without meeting the needs of the other. Either or both parties end up frustrated. I think that one is definitely a big contender in a lot of relationships, because I know me and you have talked about this a bunch of times, and I'm like, before anything can go on downstairs, my mind and my heart need to feel like you're with me, you're on the same page with me, you care for me, you love me, and then that's when that happens. And I think and you can tell me if you disagree, but it's like maybe you feel more like if I'm giving that physical touch and affection, that therefore my emotional love and affection will grow for that person. But what do you think?
If I get physical love, then I will love you emotionally?
Yeah, because basically what the double standard is saying is like women need their emotional needs to be met before they have sex. and they're saying men need to have sex, but their sexual needs met before they can get emotional with the person. So like, where do you guys, men and women, come to the, or just partners in general? Where do you have that meeting of the minds? Because
I think it's something that you guys would have to talk about.
Do you agree with even with the concept?
No, with double standards, it's always going to be like a generalization and of behaviors, but it doesn't mean that's necessarily true.
Right. Do you think for yourself, like, do you feel like which needs do you think need to be met first, your emotional or your sexual?
Depends on the situation.
Okay. So
we know that with you, it's all about emotions.
I'm a Cancer. I'm really sensitive, y'all. Like, and
super sensitive.
Huh?
Super sensitive.
You know what? But there's nothing wrong with being super sensitive.
I didn't say that it was. I've told you there's nothing wrong with it, but
I know. But
let's just call it what it is.
It's used as sometimes as like a negative.
To who?
To people who are sensitive in general.
It's from who? I don't make it a negative.
I'm not saying you necessarily, but at the same time, though, like, it's like people who are sensitive, either in the eyes of their families, their friends, whatever, are, overly, kind of like they're made fun of because of the fact that they're sensitive. Like, I just think that it's used against them a lot.
Okay.
But
I have a double standard. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, but all I was saying was just that, like, yeah, for me, emotional needs got to be met before anything else physical can really go on a lot of times, because it just makes everything else come together better, in my opinion. But that's all I got on that one.
I would say that my double standard would be that men can't have women friends, but like women can have men friends.
Well, that's not a double standard I adhere to, but I've heard of that. So
I'm just saying that's a double standard that I've heard, that if a man has a woman friend, or he calls her his sis, then he's fucking a sis.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I've heard and I've seen it happen, quite honestly, because some chicks be waiting in the wings, be playing that friend role, and then as soon as that dude comes up from air from his last relationship, she's there, ready and waiting.
But I think that happens anywhere. I think if you're around somebody, period, you can grow for them.
Or you might be plotting. But you're right. I think more times than not, it's probably the way you described it. I'm just saying it can happen.
I think most of the times they say that if a guy has women friends, you need to watch out. Girl, you need to watch out for your man hanging with them women, because he's going to leave you or he's going to cheat on you. So, whereas it's like, a woman can have guy friends and it's not the same expectation. Or,
well, let me ask you this: you work with like a lot of women.
Do.
And I have no issue with you working with a lot of women.
Even if you did.
But I don't. But does anybody else say anything to you, or
say anything to me about what?
Like, because I know, like, you eat lunch with some of your female coworkers. You guys, like,
shout out to my homie India.
So what I'm saying though is just like, what if
I wouldn't be surprised if people see the way me and India interact and be like, I wonder. But our relationship is our relationship, and you know who she is, and there's nothing there. But I think sometimes people will see things and be like, just because typically a man and woman shouldn't be that close, especially a married man. Oh no, you riding around with her? You going to lunch with her? Nope, not at all. I wish my husband would, because if he did, I'll divorce him. So I'm pretty sure there's people who look at me interact with the women at my job, or India specifically, probably, and be like,
they find it questionable.
I'm pretty sure there's someone who would assume.
But it's just that you fall on victim to the double standard.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah, because I have tons of male friends,
exactly.
But it's not.
I don't give a fuck.
He ain't you.
Listen, you're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless. So.
Oh my gosh. So, I think, let's see. let's try to do, just a few more. I know last week we had talked about the household chores, but let's try this one since, TJ and I are married, people are in relationships, and sometimes in relationships you have kids, you have children. And so this one's called Watching the Kids, and it says, at the end of the day, everyone is tired. After a long day at work, one spouse tends to come home tired and looking for rest. The other spouse, whether a stay-at-home or working parent, is looking for the same. The double standard comes when one expects the other to solely handle all of the kid duties. Mr. Byerson, do you have any expectations of me, of like what happens with Tatum once I get home from work?
No, I don't.
No?
I think that you may think I do, though.
I think so sometimes. I think it's gotten a little bit better, but...
It has, but I think that goes back to the communication. I think for me, a lot of times it was, you're a new mother and you want things done a certain way, and my thing is, I want to do things my way, because we're both novice in this area. Therefore, if you're going to micromanage me, then you can watch Tatum, and then when I can watch her by myself and be able to be free parent the way you're a free parent, at least with me, then cool. But if you're gonna micromanage me, then you might as well, like if you're gonna watch everything I do and how I do it, so you can't get your rest, then you might as well just watch her.
I understand, and I think there's some truth to that. And I also feel like there's the other side of like, you should have been like observing how I did it and then try to do it like me. Or why? Because we're two different people. But then sometimes it's like, but with a baby, you sometimes they have like they prefer things a certain way. So it's like, why not do it? That way.
Because just because you do it one way doesn't mean that's the only way you can do it.
That's fair.
I might like going down this road, but oh snap! I can go down this other road. Oh, I can go this other way. Just because you do it the way that you do it doesn't mean your way is right. And that's where the argument would come in, because you feel like your way is right, and I don't agree with it.
And I think for a lot of women too, it's also like they're waiting for their spouse or significant other partner to like come forward and like ask, like, and that's, I think, like you said, the communication comes in, because it's like, what do you need me to do? How can I help? Like the other day, when I got home from work, and you asked me, what can I? Oh no, we weren't home. We were coming back from New York, and you were like, what can I do to help us like get ready to hit the road? Because typically I kind of handle all the like packing responsibilities. So instead of you just kind of waiting for me to be done, you came in the room and was like, okay, what do you need help with? And that's when I had you like put the playpen up and do this and do that. That's, I feel like, what a lot of women are looking for. Like they just need a
And I don't think I've ever not done that, but by me doing it shows that I've done it. But again, it kind of goes back to like the expectations. If you are expecting me to do something and I do it a different way, you can't get mad because you had an expectation from me.
Facts.
So that's where I think it comes down to. Again, I mean, we all parent different.
Yes, and even the most in sync of couples still have like ups and downs when it comes to like you integrating like a third person into that situation, which is your child or children. I don't know. I guess that was a good one, but I think we might be done wrapping up on our double standards, because they're not fair all the time and they're not always accurate, but they definitely exist and they're prevalent in every community. And TJ and I have some that we kind of agree with, as you heard, and some where we stand on different sides of that coin. But, double standards are just that. They are based in some truth, but they are often like more so made up of like assumptions. So, take with that what you will, folks, and we go from there. But I think that we are going to wrap things up for this week. I feel like we got a lot done and covered a lot, and hopefully you all got something from it to carry you through to the next episode. We do have a special announcement.
We do.
And I think that We should share it with you. Huh?
The time is now.
The time is now. So
no sound effects this time.
No, because you be hating on my sound effects.
No dum dum dum.
No, because you don't want to let me.
No drum roll.
I mean, that was an average drum roll at best, but I'll take it. That was. You're gonna blow somebody's eardrum out.
Nah, they're gonna hear it.
But yeah. So TJ and I had the honor and privilege of being guests on another very well-known podcast known as Horrible Decisions. Sorry, guys. So
with our girl Mandy B.
Yes. And hi, Mandy. Thank you so much.
Weezy wasn't there, but
I know, Weezy, we really, really wish that you had been there so we could have kind of really chopped it up with you.
But we were able to meet Michelle Hope.
Michelle Hope, the
sexpert.
Yes, and not just a sexpert because she she literally went to school. She studied human development. This is her life's work, and she has a book coming out too. I think you can pre-order it on Amazon. Okay. It's a girl's guide to sex.
Yep, February 20th is when it comes out,
and
it's perfect for adolescent.
Yeah, so any of those teen, like conversation starters,
young girls. She does recommend for the parents to read it first, so that way if their daughters read it, they can have that conversation with them. But it's informative. Michelle was great, and Mandy was great. It was a true pleasure to get that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So when the episode comes out, we will be
promoting
it and promoting it, and
listen and share.
It was just definitely a great opportunity. I can't really say anything else. It's definitely feeling accomplished. You set up that podcast.
Inspired us to really try to reach out and ramp up our guests on our show to kind of bring always bring in different perspectives, because TJ and I can only speak from the lens of TJ and Dani, and that's great, but it's not the only lenses that exist in this world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a reference point, but it doesn't mean that it's law. So again, look out for that episode, and we will be having some more guests on, and just continue supporting Lovers Quarrel. We thank you all for supporting us and listening to us, giving us our feedback, reviewing us, and just continue it. If you don't like the show, let me know. Let us know.
Yeah.
If you want us to do something different, let us know, because that's the only way we're going to get better. But we truly appreciate those who've supported us and who give us the feedback, and who's been there since day one or been there since day 20. You know, we just appreciate everybody, and it just means a lot to us. So continue, and follow us on IG at Lovers Quarrel Show, Twitter Lovers Quarrel 7, and on Twitter I respond. So if you at us, most likely you're gonna get me. Sometimes Dani be on it, but she be on the Facebook. She be on the Instagram a little bit more.
Yeah, that's
we got our Facebook as well. So just we have so many different ways that you can reach out to us. But please continue it. Again, emails loversquarrelshow@gmail.com, and we just appreciate y'all.
Yeah, like, share, follow, tag whoever that you think might be interested in listening, and we thank you for that. And until next time, folks. This has been another episode of Lovers Quarrel. So just know that we fuss.
We fight.
But we love.
We love.
You late.
Nah, you was just fast.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
I'm off you.
Later.
Bye.